Welcome to the All
Inclusive
Podcast. And I'm your host, Shy.
And I am Gentle, aka the Overseer, BKA the best to ever do it. You already know.
Okay. So,
What's up, world?
Yeah, what's up? We want to start this show, first of all, by giving our condolences to the two young people who were killed in the Brooklyn shooting, mass shooting. That was heavy just to say. That definitely was heavy. So that kind of is going to help us segue into what our topic is. We send our condolences and to all the victims, which half of the victims were actually under the age of 18 of the Brooklyn shooting.
It's always, sad to see, youth
Yeah.
losing their lives, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. Youth with great potential and never got to fully, tap into what that potential is. So
Sure.
we definitely wanted to send our condolences to the families that are forever affected by that.
Definitely.
So today we're gonna talk about self-care.
Self-care.
As you see, we don't have any guests. But
it's the dynamic duo. We don't need no guests.
We don't need no guests. Okay, because we're gonna talk about how we see self-care and how we give our self-care. Play on words.
Like that.
Okay. So Gentle, we're gonna start with a temperature check. And then you could kind of like go into like, from the temperature check, how your self-care is going, because it's been a lot the last few months for your life.
Yeah, definitely. Appreciate that, because so my temperature check, I guess, I'm definitely lukewarm. You know what I'm saying? This week it's been a crazy week, man. So many different elements of my life have kind of clashed a little bit, causing me to have some stress on my head, causing me to just, feel wiped out, feel like, I just can't deal. So from work to, running businesses, to relationships, to children, to, grieving, So all of those things are definitely causing me to kind of have like not too much clarity right now. It feels like, when you have a lot going on and you don't have time to sit still, you don't have the opportunity to reset and refocus and get yourself where you need to be, right? So I vow that, this upcoming week, I'm definitely going to take some time, to have some fun, or just chill out, rest, relax, and not feel guilty about it. Because a lot of times when we take time for ourselves, we feel guilty, we feel like, oh, we should be being productive or something that we should be doing. But no, sometimes you just need to sit still.
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
I guess, that's that for my temperature check. But as far as going into the self-care aspect, for me, self-care is really difficult because I don't really know how to care for self, if that makes sense. And when you are a partner, a mother, a business owner, or you working, an employee, it don't matter what you got going on. All of us wear like several different hats, right?
Yes.
And a lot of times we are taught, how to keep grinding, keep going. And, grind culture is real big right now. Everybody, telling you, oh, you need to be doing this. You need
to get the bag.
Like get to the bag, open up an LLC and open up a business. You should be doing this. You should be going to the gym, working out at least 2 hours a day. And it's like, man, with all of the shit that I got going on, you expect me to do all of this stuff? Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? We taught how to be productive. We taught how to keep it going. And, that's just American society. But a lot of times we are not taught how to take some time for ourselves, and that's something I really struggle with. And I mean, I'm interested to hear, not only your temperature check, but also, just how do you self-care? Because you got to drop some gems on me, because I struggle with self-care. So I'm interested to hear what teach me something. You know what I'm saying?
So my temperature check. If it was a temperature between lukewarm and hot, I would be right there.
Okay.
Because I'm not exactly lukewarm, but I'm not exactly hot. But then I'm not exactly cold.
Right.
For me, my temperature check is like, whew, this week has been, it's been something else. I and it's crazy how you say it's been a lot.
Yeah.
That's the only word that I could really think about. It's been a lot. The podcast is doing amazing. Like the vision that I had for it is surpassing the vision. I'm getting phone calls about growth opportunities when it comes to like my career and everything. But sometimes no matter what is being given to you, or God is blessing you with, there are things that are happening in your life, in your mind, in your spirit that it's just like, I feel uneasy.
Yeah.
Over the last like 3 years, I've experienced a heavy amount of death, and it's been like nonstop. Like I'm trying to grieve one death, and another death comes, and then another death comes, and then another death comes. And I just want to throw this out because this is my heart. Like, it's a lot of people that I see that are grieving right now. I just want to say, I understand. We get it. We get it. But like, for me, it's like I'm in the water and I was drowning, and then I lifted up for some air, but then like something sucked me back down. So that's how I can kind of explain how my week has been feeling. Like I go to get up from air and I'm like, and then I don't even get a full breath out, and then something like brings me down again. And sometimes I can't explain what it is, but then sometimes I could just pinpoint what it is. So for me, self-care, I'm gonna give you like transparency, because that's what we do. Is on Sunday I woke up and I felt heavy. And I was like, I can literally just stay in the house all day. I'm a homebody. I'm a hermit.
Me too.
So, like, I could just stay in the house all day and I could go to sleep until I have to be to work and I'll be good.
Right.
But my spirit was like, you better get up, because you are not going to start getting in this depressed mode where, for me, it's like, if I don't get up, then I'm gonna go to work because I'm gonna make my money.
Yeah.
But
Facts.
my mind's not gonna be right.
Yeah.
And I work around people that depend on me. So for me, it was, I got up, I went to the market. I love to cook. So that was like a sanctuary for me. Let me find out what I'm gonna cook. I was planning a cookout for the residents where I work at. So I was like, I think I might want to do something with some seafood or something. Like, so that kind of like made me feel happy.
Gave you some motivation.
It definitely did. And then I went back in the house, and then I started feeling heavy again. I was like, you know what? I looked down at my feet. I said, these things need to be done. And the nail salon that I go to is open on Sundays. So I took 2 hours before I went to work, and I went and got my feet done. And the right conversations were happening in the nail salon. But if I would have just laid in that bed and just wallowed in how I was feeling, wallowed in grief, wallowed in depression, I would have just been like, you know what? My feet wouldn't have been done, for number one, okay?
Right.
And then number two, it just would have kept going from day to day to day to day. So for me, I'm a giver, and it's natural. And my cousin gets on me all the time because it's like I'm always giving of myself, whether it's financially, emotionally, praying. Like I just give of so much of myself that I've learned that if I am not good, nobody else can get it. I have a saying, my cup that's running over, right? My cup is for me, but what's running over is for y'all. So when I feel like my cup is not running over, I can't give nothing to nobody.
Right.
I will put my phone on do not disturb. I will block the wrong person that I know is gonna call and ask me for money, ask me for time, ask me for energy. And recently, what I do is I say my storage is empty. So I can't give to you if my storage is empty.
Yeah.
And that's a part of my self-care because, sometimes we could just give so much of everybody else, but ourselves is just like
It's
empty.
depleted.
It's
Yeah.
depleted completely.
Yeah.
That's
That's what I'm hearing you say, and that's what I learned in therapy. What I'm hearing you say
yes.
is
Yes, therapy, because I actually have a therapist.
and that's a big part of it too, and we're gonna get to that. But what I'm hearing you say is boundaries.
Okay.
Is very important to your self-care.
Okay.
Yeah, like so boundaries, and letting people know, or not even just people, but you know what I'm saying, even things that we give ourselves to, whether it be work, whether it be, projects that we working on, whatever.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta, push it away for a minute, give yourself some space so that you can get where you need to be in a positive way, mentally, spiritually, physically, whatever, and then return back to it when you have the ability to do so.
Right, because I've noticed like my life has been surrounded around topics for the podcast, who's gonna be our guest, this is that and the third. And I'm a student of the game, so if I'm not listening to music, I'm listening to podcasts. So it's like I can't even hear what God wants me to hear through what I'm listening to if my mind's not right.
Right.
So it's like, okay, I'm gonna push away. My phone, my MacBook, my iPad, I don't need to open that up for the day.
Right.
Or for 2 days. And
whatever you decide.
Yeah, and giving yourself grace.
Yes,
is so oh my. I used to run around for everyone. And I did not give myself grace. And I was so hard on myself. Oh, I got to do this. Oh, I have to do that. But I'm not giving myself grace. And in return, I'm not teaching anybody else how to treat me and give me grace.
Right. Because if you don't, like you said before, going back to boundaries, if you don't teach people how to treat you, they're going to treat you however they want to treat you.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? That's important. When you showing people how you treat yourself, they don't have no other choice but to come correct.
Yeah.
Because they know that you not going to stand for a lot of bull crap.
Right.
So that's something that they go to burp, y'all. It's always one.
It's a burp. At this point, we start to make money off of that burp.
I know, man. Y'all listen, we gonna have to get a burp counter or something.
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely I think for me it's a generational thing because even thinking back to my mom, my mother didn't practice self-care a lot.
Giving.
And
so
she
selfless.
was just
oh my God.
one of those people who just gave of herself to her family, to her church, because she was a pastor, friends or people that were in her life, that whoever, it don't matter. If she could give you the shirt off her back, she would.
Yeah.
But I never saw my mother ever take time for herself to really reset and relax, because she never really, I don't think she put a lot of stock into that, because maybe she felt like she just, had to be there for everybody else. But that's to be honest, it's kind of like a generational curse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And especially us as women, number one.
Yes.
As Black people, number two.
Yes.
It is very difficult for us to take time for ourselves and feel okay about it.
Yeah.
Because number one, as a woman, in society, it's always put on you that you're supposed to be doing all these things, right?
Yes.
Mother, wife,
Yeah.
go to work,
The
do
juggling
this.
act
Like,
is real.
it is. And
Yeah.
then on top of that, it's like, you know, you don't get any leeway from the people in your life, like your children, your partner, because they gonna lean on you too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And then you feel bad if you say, you know, I'm gonna take a day, or I'm gonna go to the spa,
Right.
or I'm gonna go relax. You know what I'm saying? And you know, traditionally within this country, as Black people, we was our, you know what I'm saying, history as far as this country, because we know we was kings and queens, you know, in our original form and our original, you know what I'm saying, state as far as our history. But when it comes to this country, we know for a fact that slavery and being, you know, servitude, treated like chattel, you know what I'm saying? That was not necessarily, you know, we wasn't taught like, oh, okay, you got time for yourself. No, because you wasn't even treated as a human. So that is a generational curse.
Yes.
And we saw that with our grandmother.
Yes,
we saw that. I saw that with my mom.
And my dad is the same way. Like, he's literally like, go, 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 go. My mom will give you the shirt off her back. She's so giving, and she's so, you know, she stretches above and beyond. I mean, my mom is still raising children, some of her grandchildren.
Right.
And her children are grown. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, at what point do you get a break? At what point can you put your feet up? And, you know, and it's just like, self-care is so important. It's so important. It's so important to our mental health. I have a saying for that. I'm a writer, so I always have like analogies to stuff. But I always say, diseased mind is a diseased body. So what you think, what's formulating in your mind, is formulating in your body also.
Yes.
So
true.
It's like the self-care aspect is just, oh my, like, I can't even begin to just express how important it is.
Right.
I'm learning the balance. I'm learning the balance. Like, it may look like, oh, Shy got it all together. No. My cousin literally will tell me, you need to do something. You need to, and not do something like you need to take a break. You need to say no. You need to not extend yourself in that way, because I naturally extend myself.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
And that's something that we've talked about for so many years. And I'm so proud of you for being where you are now in your journey of taking care of you first, because for a long time I watched you take care of other people. Always, you know what I'm saying? Children, you know, adults, whoever needed you, you were there 100% of the time.
Yeah.
And, you know, I used to always tell you, like, cuz you got to take some time for you. You know what I'm saying? You got to look out for you first.
Yeah.
And, you know, for a long time, you was just like, kind of like, I don't really know, you know, what that looked like, because this is what I've been accustomed to. But you learned that you needed to, you know what I'm saying, implement some self-care, and you did it. And look at you now. You like, I mean, you got a glow to you that's like super different for real. And I'm super proud of you, because I'm still learning the self-care aspect, especially since becoming like a mom. And not only that,
and a great mom at that.
I appreciate
a great mom at that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But like, especially after losing my mom, I noticed, you know, something switched when it happened. And it was like, I was Roxanne 2.0 a little bit. Like, you know, now people who, you know what I'm saying, my mom, she was a family-oriented person. So my mom took care of a lot of people within our family, as far as like just checking on them, giving them some encouragement, making sure they was good. And now I find myself doing that. And it's like, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, man. And I'm not talking about, you know what I'm saying, always something physical or monetary, but sometimes when you have to help other people replenish their own energy level and encourage them, man, it drains you.
Yeah.
It drains you. And it feels overwhelming. It feels like, you always have to be a solution oriented person. When somebody call you on the phone like, hey, I got a problem. Can you just give me some words of encouragement, or what should I do in this situation? And it's like, damn, it's a lot for me to even talk to you about this, because now I'm feeling like I'm giving energy to your I don't want to take it on, but I'm giving energy to your situation, your issue. And I am taking it on.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I'm taking it on. And now when we get off the phone, I'm still thinking about it.
Yeah.
I'm still dwelling on it, and I'm hoping that you're doing well, and I'm hitting you the next day to make sure you're good, or whatever. And you know what I'm saying? It's nothing wrong with that. We definitely need to help and support each other. I have people that I call, and you are one of them, when I'm going through a lot of stuff. So, I'm blessed to be a blessing to others. But like you said, you got to take some time for yourself to just, get quiet, maybe meditate, maybe read a book, whatever it is that works for you, so that you can reset, because you cannot pour from an empty cup.
You can't.
You can't.
And another thing that I do, and it kind of ties into boundaries, is when I get a text and it's like, the text starts off with, hey, I'm going through. You want to know what I do? And it's hard to do. Like, for me, it's very, very hard to do. But I'm learning, because it's a journey.
It is.
I'm like, I don't have time for this. Hello, like,
No, cuz did it.
like,
You like, look, I don't got it.
or I say, hello, how are you today? I'm doing well.
Right.
Or I'm not having a good day.
Okay. So that already put a kind of like a shield up.
Yeah,
like, don't come at me with your
like,
shit.
I'm not having a good day.
Right.
I remember literally the day after your mom passed, I was like trying to find, the solution for your dad, right? And I was feeling unsuccessful with that, and pretty much defeated with that, because I felt like, all right, the field that I'm in the healthcare field, but specifically, I work with the elderly population. So I was like, okay, I'm here, I'm family, I'm supposed to be the one who is supposed to fix this issue or this scenario, while everybody else does what they need to do.
Right.
And I got a phone call from someone, and they just started going off. This, that, and the third. This is what's happening. I can't believe this. And I was quiet the whole time. And I was like, I just lost my aunt last night. And they just kept going. And I hung up.
Yeah.
I hung up.
Because sometimes you got to do that shit.
And then I called them back when I could get my mind right, and I said, I just lost my aunt last night, and I don't have anything to give to you. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to block you for a few hours, and I'm going to let you figure out your solution to your problem, because I didn't sleep last night, and my mind is going. So I'm going to let you figure that out.
Yeah.
And guess what they did?
What? They
figured it out. They figured it out.
Adults will problem solve. If you just let them, they will think critically.
Okay.
Because as human beings, our survival depends on thinking critically.
Yes.
So guess what? If a person is asking you for a favor or some help or whatever, and you say no, I promise you they're going to figure out the solution to their problem.
Guaranteed.
Because listen, if you don't got it, or whatever they need, energy, whatever, encouragement, whatever, they're going to go to somebody else. Or they're going to figure it out for themselves and encourage themselves or motivate themselves. And they're going to figure out a solution.
They're going to figure it out.
I had to learn that.
Another thing is, I don't let people make me feel bad for me, like, taking self-care.
Yeah.
I take flights.
Yeah.
The relationship that I'm in, she loves traveling. So when I got with her, we take flights now. I don't let people, like, be like, oh, well, you taking the flight.
Right.
I-
Trying to make you feel bad.
I am. I'm definitely going to take this flight.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm definitely going to take this time that I need because I give so much of myself.
Yeah.
So I need to replenish myself. And if that means that I need to take a weekend flight somewhere or 4 or 5, however long, which ties into, we were just talking to a young lady named Shakina. Thank you, Shakina, for giving us this.
Dropping them gems.
Them gems, that gem was good.
Yeah, she
And
definitely
it was
said something
people save for an emergency. They save to get that car fixed. They save for anything that could happen, right? But they don't save for a mental emergency or a self-care emergency.
Right.
Because if your mental is like wishy-washy or just not right or unstable, you don't sit there and say, you know what? This money that I've been saving for, the car good, the house is good, the kids are good, everybody's good, but I'm not good. Let me take this, that's just $1,000 and let me go away for a few days and let me reset or let me just take that money and put it on bills and take time off.
On D&D.
Yes.
Do not disturb me.
Listen. Funny thing is, I want to know why these kids got their phone on Do Not Disturb.
Now that's a whole nother situation. Okay.
Like, who's disturbing
let
you
my kids know. If you don't, but I guess maybe they need self-care too.
You know what?
They're humans.
They are humans.
They are humans too. And that's and you know what? We just checked ourselves real quick because it's easy, and I noticed, with my own children, a lot of times I will say something or criticize something that they're doing, and then I check myself later and be like, you know what? They're humans too.
Yeah,
they have feelings
humans.
too. Yeah. So I have to respect their boundaries and I have to respect how they feel. Now, say it respectfully.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm open to hearing what it is that you have going on. Like, so that's just, another tidbit with the self-care. Kids need self-care too.
Absolutely.
Kids I was a teacher for over 10 years. When I tell you the amount of children that I met and when I say children, I'm talking about from, kindergarten all the way up to 12th graders, that had anxiety issues.
Yes, I was about to say anxiety, depression. Yeah.
That were, just walking like they walk into school and they dealing with school life, but at home it's chaotic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, it's not no age on self-care. It's not that's everybody needs it. My 3-year-old needs it.
Yeah.
He lets me know, like,
he does.
Mommy,
because
it's too loud in here.
Everybody out.
like, I don't like it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, we just gotta figure out what that looks like for each of us. And that's why I said I don't really know how to do self-care, but that's not necessarily true. It's just that I don't practice it as much as I should. So it's like I have to relearn how to do self-care all over because this is a big problem for me. I wait until, I get down in the dumps and I'm like ran ragged and then I'll be like, all right, I need a break. But that's not when you do self-care. Yeah. Self-care needs to happen often.
Yeah. And
it needs to be like regimented. Like it needs to be in your schedule. Like, okay, I've been working all week. I'm going to take one day and I'm going to sleep in.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to watch a movie.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to...
And don't feel bad about it.
No, I'm going to go to a restaurant that I like and spend some time, maybe have some good drinks and eat some good food that I like.
Yeah.
For me, what always makes me feel better, no matter what I'm going through, is listening to music. And I'm a big music buff and I'm a neo soul person. So for me, you know what I'm saying? If I throw on some Jill Scott or I throw on some Erykah Badu or I might listen to a little bit of D'Angelo, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. Or, Brent Faiyaz. Shout out to Brent Faiyaz. That's my favorite artist right there. But I throw on a Brent Faiyaz track list.
Number one fan.
Number one.
So
got his portrait in my office.
Needs to see this. right?
So we can meet.
So that she can meet. Like, that would be dope for her.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, super duper dope.
Definitely. Brent Fayez,
Yeah.
you done helped me through some, you know what I'm saying, some hard shit. But it's like music is therapeutic for me.
Yes.
Little do people know, I actually, my first book, which I published, you know what I'm saying, last year,
Yes.
was Reflections, and it's a self-awareness journal for past, present, and future. You can go to my Instagram and go into my bio, hit the link, and you can go and get that for $12. It's on Amazon.
It's on Amazon.
Okay, I did self-publish, you know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
that is a big tool for me as well. I did a lot of writing when I was young.
Mm-hmm.
And, last year when I was going through some stuff surrounding like my divorce and surrounding like being a mother and, dealing with my son having his diagnosis and stuff like that. And, just really taking time to kind of like go over the last 5 years, because the last 5 years of my life has been one thing after another.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like just really motivated to like create this journal.
Yeah.
And I created it. And a lot of people, bought it and they said it really helped them. And I still use it to this day to, just write down my thoughts and think about, the things that I'm going through or whatever. But just self-care doesn't have to be like spending a lot of money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or going to another country or going to another, state, going to a spa or whatever, because them spas is expensive as shit. But
you know what?
It could just be that simple as writing something in a journal or listening to a good music
song.
playlist.
Yeah, definitely. I love music also. Like I said, if I don't have music in my ear, I have a podcast that I'm listening to in my ear. And I also write, and I'm in the process of writing. It's a lot of writing going on for me, which is kind of like what's helping me through all of the things that are happening in my life that I cannot control.
Yeah.
It's just lifing.
Life is life.
And that's another thing. You have to give away the control that you think that you have in life.
Yes.
When it comes to like self-care and mental health and stuff like that. And we're actually going to have like a mental health specialist come on for episode a little later this month. But we're just giving you guys like self-care tips.
Yeah.
But for me, my writing, what I've noticed is, and you heard one of the recent things that I've wrote, poems that I've wrote.
Yeah.
My writing has become that much more stronger and meaningful and just diverse because it's like life is happening,
Right.
not just to me, for me, around me. And it's like, okay, what can I do to release all of these emotions that I'm feeling?
Right.
So, cause you'll drive yourself crazy. You
gotta have an outlet.
Yeah, you have to have an outlet. And that's another having an outlet. Self-care.
Yes.
And the key word in this is self. You can be my mate, daughter, business owner, but sometimes it takes yourself.
It does.
I went to go see Super Mario by myself. And people was like, oh, you went to go see Super Mario? Who are you with? The kids? By myself.
Right.
Like, because if I was with the kids, I would have been, oh, I want popcorn. Or I needed that moment by myself.
Yeah, some quiet time.
Yes.
Like, even though you was watching a movie, but it was like, all right, I can tune into this fully because it's just me here.
me.
And I can tap into it and I can watch it and enjoy it for myself.
Yeah.
So it's like, you was able to take that time to really just, it's like I said, it's just as simple as watching a movie or writing a poem or,
Yes.
or whatever. Listen to a track on your playlist.
Yeah.
Like, and take that time to just center because it's just you. So you quieten your mind.
Yeah.
You're able to like really reflect. And man, it's super important. I think for me, I need to like start meditating again.
Yes.
Because I remember when I was meditating, I used to meditate twice a day, once in the morning when I first woke up and before I went to sleep. I used to have the best sleep when I meditated. Man, I'm telling you, because you got to quiet your mind.
Yes.
And then when you go to sleep, your body can really rest. Because you ever had a moment where you went to sleep, but the whole night you tossing and turning, you wasn't really sleep.
Yeah.
Because you was thinking about stuff. And that comes from a lack of self-care or a lot of stress being on your head.
Yeah.
So I know for me, I got to implement that back. I got to get back in therapy. That's another thing too. Therapy is also another form of self-care.
Yes.
Because you got to have somebody that is unbiased, that is not attached to your life, not your wife, husband, kids, friend, best friend, whoever. Somebody who is completely on the outside that you can just have a real, authentic conversation with.
Yes.
So, man, I can't stress how important therapy is. I gotta get back to it, man. Definitely.
For me, therapy is when I think you started to see some switches in me as far as my self-care.
Yeah.
When I was in therapy, but like literally taking therapy so serious and just holding it dear to me, is when I started to switch, and when I was able to just like let out stuff. And recently, I was just like going off about like, I'm sick of this shit. People not gonna keep playing with me.
Right.
It's like I was going in, and I was like, and this is what I'm doing. Like, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, and like I'm not just saying it. Like, this is what's happening in my life, and this is how I'm feeling. And I was like, I know you're seeing a different side of me, because my therapist is always like, you're such a nice person. You're just such a giving person. And one of our sessions, she said, that's going to change eventually. I can't change who you are, and I don't want you to change who you are fundamentally. But all this stretching that you're doing, it's something internally that's happening, and why you're stretching. We had this conversation. It's something internally. And once that thing clicked, I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. You're not gonna play with me. I'm gonna create these boundaries. I don't care who you are, mother, father, mate, child, whoever you are. And when that clicked, she was like, you're not a different person, because I hear you still giving. You're still giving. You're still who you are, but you're empowered.
Yes.
And when she said that, I was like, okay, it's okay, because for me, with giving self-care, like I said, it was like a guilt. It was like
you felt bad for
I
doing
felt
stuff for yourself.
bad. I was like, no, because what if this person needs this, and what if I can't be available for that? And it's just like, but what about you?
And you know what, too? You said something important, which is the what ifs. I deal with anxiety. I've always struggled with anxiety since I was like in my early 20s. And I saw something that was on Instagram that was really pivotal. It said that depression comes from dwelling on the past, and anxiety comes from overthinking the future.
Yes.
And I've dealt with both depression and anxiety. And that is 100% true. You know what I'm saying? My mother used to always tell me that, fear is false evidence appearing real. And, anxiety is nothing but fear of what could happen. But it's false evidence appearing real. It's not. It hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
And it may not happen at all. But we get into this mode in our mind where it's like, well, what if this happened? Well, I got to prepare. If this happened, then I got to do this. And that happened, then I got to do. If she called me, I got. But that very well may not happen. But when you live for the moment and you are in the present, you feel good, because you're not thinking about the future and you're not worried about the past. You just moving accordingly to
and
what's going
living,
on,
not just existing. And we've talked about that on the show. Like, you have to live. And I'm gonna say this, because my cousin and I, we have a lot of conversations. This is my person, so I'll go
definitely.
to her about a lot. I'm 33. And I can't say like all of my childhood, but I want to say from 10 on up. So I want to say so what's that, 22 years or 22 and a half years. I'm going to be quite honest. 22 and a half years. I lived for everybody else. Everybody else opinion, everybody else feelings about me, everybody else need of me. It's been maybe 6 months. Ironic. My birthday.
Right.
It's been maybe 6 months that I've literally started living for myself and started being accountable for my feelings, my emotions, what I think of myself,
Yes.
who I am, what purpose I'm here for. And I'm 33, that's my Jesus year. And I said that, my Jesus year. And ironically, this Jesus year has been about self.
Yeah, definitely.
Impacting others, but starting with self so that I can then impact others.
Yeah. Again, you cannot pour from an empty cup.
Yeah.
You cannot. So, yeah, I mean, I'm 33 as well. You know, we both are born, you know, really closely as far as, you know, time frame, like about,
I'm December 89 and you are
April 11th. Yeah, so April of 90. Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like I'm in my God year too, and my God year has been about transition.
Yes.
Uncomfortability.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I said that right, y'all. It's cool. Yeah. But, you know, being uncomfortable, God has shifted my life. And I've been pivoting because you got to pivot.
You do.
And you got to adapt. But God is telling me now is your time. Now is the time for you to move and do what it is that you really want. All of the things that I've been praying for, all of the things that I asked God for, He didn't put it on my plate.
Yes.
And guess what? Not gonna lie, y'all. When you get the things that you want and all that, it feels good, but it's stressful as hell. It's to maintain it and grow it, because the goal is not to just get what you want, but to elevate and then be able to give to others and pour into others.
Yes.
So really, you know what I'm saying? It's important to practice self-care, because if you do not, then you're not, like you said, you're not able to give to other people and bless them, because you're not, you know, in a position where you are good and you at a good mind frame and you got a good physical, whatever, spiritual, whatever.
Yeah.
You're not going to be thinking about blessing other people.
Right.
And that's all this life is about, is learning lessons so you could pass it on. That's why we have children.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, your legacy is building other people up. But first you got to be built up. And that is a self journey. Like that's something you do by yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's super important. And I think, you know, so many of us, we on the grind. We trying to do a million things. You know what I'm saying? We trying to elevate our life. You know what I'm saying? But in the process of elevation and in the process of the grind culture, which we know is so just adamant right now, in that time frame, you also have to take time to rest and don't feel bad about it.
Yes.
Lord knows, whenever I do something for myself, I swear I always feel bad. The day I was like too tired to wake up. I usually wake up around 9 a.m. Well, actually 8:30, because I have a meeting in the morning with my team, and then, you know, I start my day at 9, get to the office by 9:30, right? But today I was like, man, I'm tired. I'm tired. And I slept in and I woke up at like 11 o'clock. And when I looked at my phone, I had like 10 missed calls, because it was people hitting me, like, you know, on a business aspect, or people, you know, just hitting me, like, you know, wanting to talk or whatever. Man, do you know I beat myself up for an hour for sleeping in? I was like, Jen, why you do that? You should have woke up. You should have, you know what I'm saying? You know you're supposed to wake up at 8:30, get your day started, da-da-da. But then I had to think like, nah, Gentle, you needed that
You needed
sleep.
that. Yeah.
You needed that sleep.
Mm-hmm.
But our first mindset is always to like be negative or beat ourselves up instead of being positive. Like, you know what? Them 10 people called me, but I can call them back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
And those 10 people may have not needed you.
Right.
They may have wanted you, because a need and a want is two different things.
right.
You know, what they may have thought, or they may have needed you. They may have needed you, but you needed you.
Yeah, I needed sleep.
You needed you. Yeah, you needed you.
For real.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
needed you to replenish. So I mean, you can't beat yourself up.
You can't, man. Giving yourself grace is one of the hardest things.
Yes, it is.
And what we don't realize is that we are our biggest critics. I promise you, you remember we said this on the first episode, but my father's wise words is, don't nobody give a fuck about you as much as you give a fuck about you. Nobody gives a damn that you know what I'm saying? You gotta, you know what I'm saying, take time for you so that you can be good, because nobody cares as much as you think they do. They don't.
Yeah.
They don't care. As we put so much stock in other people's thoughts and how they feel about us and what we, you know, post on Instagram or how our social media look or how we coming across. And you know what I'm saying? It's really not real. All of this stuff is like a simulation, if you will.
Yeah.
Like,
it's imagery.
it
That's exactly what it is. It's
man.
imagery.
We gotta let go of that facade, man.
Yeah.
That shit is not. Man. A lot of things that, you know, that we have been taught that are important really aren't. And when we taught that by society, but it's really not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So however many, you know what I'm saying, followers you put on, or you got on your Instagram or your Facebook or your Twitter, whatever, that don't really matter. Because honestly, you only really know about 50 of them people.
Yeah.
Who are them other 800 people? I don't know.
And I'm
To be honest.
Literally, what I've stopped doing this week specifically is I stopped watching how many views we had for our
Yes.
for the podcast, because I was finding like that was creating anxiety.
It drives me crazy.
It drives me crazy, and I was like, oh my God, we only had this amount of views and we've been on for this amount of time. But then we get the inboxes, and then we get the interaction just that we had today,
The DMs.
and we just talked to another podcast that just got finished recording at Digital Empath Studios, which is where we're recording
Definitely
that right now.
shouting out Digital Empath. Let's give Digital Empath Studios a hand clap real quick. You know what I'm saying? Because they doing the damn thing.
Yeah,
we appreciate y'all.
We appreciate you.
Yeah.
And they were just like, I checked y'all out. Y'all content. Y'all got good content. You know, y'all
and they
good.
said, keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. So it's like, okay, I'm doing the right thing. Like, and
you on the right track.
That may have been one of the reasons why I felt heavy on Sunday.
Yeah.
But this whole week I've been just like focusing on like the positives, the good things. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like I feel lighter. You know.
I think another thing too, something that gives me anxiety is or you know, just when I think about, you know what I'm saying, why we kind of put off self-care a lot is because we always have these timelines of when things are supposed to come into fruition for us. And just like you were saying about watching the views, it's like, oh, we don't got this amount of views. We try and get up to or whatever. But I always listen to Rick Ross, like, you know, when his videos come across my feed, and he said something pivotal. He was like, man, it takes 10 years to build a brand.
I reposted that.
It takes 10 years to build a brand.
He said it doesn't matter. Like, as long as I'm moving, he said, I just want to do it correctly.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, shout out to Rick Ross. Because I actually look at him, he got a lot of wisdom.
Yeah, he did.
A lot of wisdom. But yeah, like
consistency and persistence. That's the main two.
I said that too.
Consistency is doing what you don't want to do. It's doing what you don't want to do, but you know it's doing what you have to do so that your future turns out to be what you want it to be.
And
So
persistent.
persistence,
You're doing it, and it's like
you overcoming them hurdles, them obstacles.
hurdles. Yeah, it's
You
like,
doing it.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You overcoming stuff, but you still going. You know what I'm saying? And I was watching this another Instagram, and he was saying something about basically if you can't do, or if you can't be great in chaos, you're not gonna be great.
Yeah.
Because life is always chaotic. There has never been a perfect time to do anything.
Never.
To get married, to have children, to buy a house, to get a new job, to start a business. There's never going to be a perfect time.
Yeah.
But do it. You know what I'm saying? Do what you need to do to get to that level. But at the same time, while you're doing it, take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself.
Yes.
Make sure that you good. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're a parent, even if you're a spouse, whatever, you gotta take some time. I swear. That's why me and Michelle, we really, our relationship works really well, because she's one of the only people that understands, like, okay, babe, I need to go outside.
Yeah.
Or I need to run on the track, or I need to go spend some time with my friends. And you need to go do the same thing.
Yeah.
We don't have to always be up under each other all the time. We need to take some time to do some self-care.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I've never had before. You know what I'm saying?
She made me take you to Pride.
Yeah.
And you were not feeling it. And I was like, I know she not. I was, I know you. So I'm like, my cousin needs a drink, because that's the only way that she's going to enjoy this. So
yeah, Pride was trash,
it was.
But we ended up having a good time.
Yeah, we definitely
You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the night, I was like, damn, cuz I appreciate, you taking me out, because if not, I would have just stayed in the house, wallowed, been sad, or got in a bed. You know what I'm saying? And I told you that specifically. I was like, cuz I don't want to do nothing. I just want to lay in the bed. You feel me? He was like, no, not on my watch. You feel me? Like, we gonna go out. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing too. You really gotta surround yourself with people that
I was
really
about to say that.
care about you, man. Because if you got the right people in your life, and that's just like I was talking about my lady, you know what I'm saying? And of course you, cuz, and I hold my relationship so dear. That's why I have so few of them. I don't call a lot of people my friends. I don't, you know what I'm saying, have a lot of close relationships, if you will, because the people that I have in my life, they check up on me, man. They make sure I'm good. And that's a part of self-care too, having the right team around you.
And I want to say, like, as you shift into self-care, because you've seen, for me, I've shifted into self-care, the people that was around me, it made them so uncomfortable with the fact that I don't give them the time of day, that they was like, oh, she different. She acting different. But God replenished.
Yes.
Not only did he replenish, but he just it wasn't like, because I hold my relationships dear too. And it's like, I don't look for quality. I don't look for quantity. I look for quality.
Right.
So for me, it was like, man, I'm losing everybody around me. Never lost my cuz, but I'm losing everybody around me. Like,
that was in your life for a long period of time when you was focused on them.
Yeah. But now, the people that are around me now, it's like, I'm going to pour into you. I'm going to pour into you. And in return, I pour into them, because it's iron sharpens iron.
Iron sharpens iron.
You know, but it's like, it's so just, it's an amazing feeling to feel like, oh, I don't feel burdened down by people.
Yeah.
You know, so even when they're having a bad day, or I'm having a bad day, you know, my current boss is one of them. That she's an amazing person. You've met her.
Definitely.
And she's just poured into me. She's actually my business mentor. And, you know, I could pretty much go to her and talk to her about anything. It's like, iron sharpens iron.
That's so true.
You know.
And shout out to my bro Jay. Man, I had posted, and I was going through something just on the mental aspect this week, just off of grieving alone, man. I was down. And I was just thinking about my mother. Couldn't stop crying. Couldn't stop. You know what I'm saying? Getting, just being in that bad place mentally. And we talked, and you always there for me. But my bro Jay, one of my frat bros, man, she hit me. She was like, bro, I seen your face. Or your Instagram. She was like, I had to see your face, bro, because I seen you posting some stuff that you normally don't post. And she was like, I had to check up on you, bro. Jay, you don't know how much that meant to me, man. Like, and even my other bro, Mitch, my LB, man, she hit me the other day, and I was going through some shit, and it's crazy because maybe it was her intuition, but she just hit me out the blue and was like, "You good, LB?" And I was like,
"Call with you."
Yeah, I was like, "Yo, I don't know what made you hit me, but yo, I appreciate that." That's why having that team around you of good people, man, it changes the dynamic of your life. I swear. Just like your boss, and she's man, she's an awesome lady, and I've had conversations with her as well, and it I've seen just by her being in your life, that you have, man, blossomed so much in this time frame, and even with my fraternity. You know what I'm saying? Since I've joined, you know what I'm saying? I've just grown into a person that's really have been able to be open with people, because I really struggled with that for a long time, having trust issues with people and not wanting to, I'm closed off. And I do have social anxiety. A lot of people don't know that, but it is absolutely true. But now I'm really leaning on other people, and that's a part of self-care too. Sometimes you gotta let somebody know that you is not okay, man. You gotta tell somebody. Don't keep that shit bottled up. You gotta tell somebody, like, yo, I'm not good right now. I need some help, man. I need some help. And when people reach out and you know what I'm saying, you talk to them and you like, yo, I really need help. The people that fuck with you,
they gonna be there.
They gonna come through,
they gonna be there.
They gonna come through, man. So, man, it's super important to have that team, man, and have the right mindset. And also, you know what I'm saying, glorify self-care just as much as you glorify being a boss or grinding. You gotta have a balance. It can't just all be, running. You know what I'm saying? Busy working. You know what I'm saying? It has to be some time for rest.
Yes, absolutely.
It has to be. It got to be some time for some replenishment. Man, we going to Six Flags tomorrow. I'm like a kid in a candy store. So we going to Six Flags for my son's birthday. Shout out to you, son. Happy birthday to you. I ain't going to say your name on the podcast, but I love you. And you know what I'm saying? We going to Six Flags for his birthday tomorrow, but I'm excited. Like, I'm a kid.
Me too. I got my swimwear out.
Man, for real, like, you know what I'm saying? Just something as small as, like, just taking a day. Just taking a day. Man, me and my girl, we was in, my fiance. I'm sorry, B, because you gonna get me if I say you my girl. She's my fiance. Like Beyonce. All right. Man, we was in Walmart, and we was in there, and we was getting the little beach towels and stuff. And I was like, babe, I'm excited. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's something so small, but it's just like, I'm going to be with my family tomorrow. I'm going to be with my family. I'm going to be with my kids. I'm going to be with my girl, like my cousin. You know what I'm saying? We going to have a good time. It ain't even about the activity, but it's just like, yo, I get to be with the people that I love the most. And have a good time. Like, that's self-care, man. Like, a lot of times, man, just spending some time with some people that you know love you and that you love. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the best feelings in the world, man. And we hustle, we grind for our kids all the time, but we gotta spend time with them too, and that's good for their self-care and good for our self-care. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I can't wait. I don't know, I want to get on some roller coasters. Michelle already told me she not doing no roller coaster. She said she only getting in the pool.
Yes,
And she said she eating funnel cake.
Oh, yes.
So
Okay,
I'm
Michelle,
just like,
yes.
I'm like, babe, you ain't gonna get on that. And she like, no. And his self-care. She said, no, and I don't want to be forced or pressured into having to get on any rides because that is not okay. And I was like, boundaries. I got you. I got you because you gonna jump on something with me.
So
You like,
well, so because I had some medical issues as a child, what ends up happening is when I get on stuff that gives the twists and turns, I get vertigo after.
Vertigo, yeah, that is a real thing.
You know, the issues that I had as a child that my father struggled with now.
Okay.
So it's like it messes with my head. I love roller coasters, but I know the physical aspect of it. I cannot.
You like, nah.
I can't.
On some real shit, I probably get on like one or two, but I know once my head start hurting.
Yeah.
Cause that shit, you know how you be,
it be
gyrating all over this land.
Okay.
Yo, once you start to gyrate and all that, it's like, man, I can't. So I probably get on one or two. Then I'm gonna get in the lazy river.
Yes, absolutely.
That's probably gonna be it.
Okay.
I'll let them kids jump on them rides.
Yeah.
But it's gonna just be fun just to see their faces and you know, enjoy some time with them. So it's definitely gonna be a nice little turn up with the kids. You feel? So
yeah. I really feel great about this episode because I could tell coming up, it was like heavy.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I was pacing when you pulled up.
I seen that you was, you know what I'm saying,
I was heavy.
Yeah.
And I feel like.
Yeah, definitely. I feel much better now that we've talked about this particular topic than I did before we came to the studio today, because I was down and out. You feel me? Because it's been a hard week, but I agree with you 1,000% because it's good that, you know, sometimes you just gotta talk about shit.
It. Yeah. So with that being said, take self-care, have value in your mental health, and love yourself.
Yes, definitely, y'all. And with that, we out.